At sunrise, when Jerusalem is still quiet, something extraordinary happens. The city's ancient stone walls glow softly. Birds circle above the old city, and then light touches gold. A single structure catches the sun before anything else. Not a palace, not a fortress, not even a mosque in the way most people imagine. It stands silent, timeless, watching centuries pass. This is the Dome of the Rock. You've seen it in photos. You've seen it on postcards, textbooks, news broadcasts. But here's the question few ever ask. What is this building really? Why was it built? And why does a single rock beneath its dome carry the spiritual weight of half the world? For more than 1,300 years, this place has stood at the center of faith, power, devotion, and conflict without ever saying a word. Today, we step inside its story, not just the facts you've heard, but the truths hiding beneath the gold. Long before the Golden Dome existed, before Jerusalem had walls or names, this hilltop already mattered. This elevated plateau, known today as Haram al-Sharif or the Noble Sanctuary, has been sacred for thousands of years. To Jews, it is Har Habayit, the Temple Mount, the place where Solomon's temple once stood, the site of the Holy of Holies, the point where heaven and earth were believed to meet. To Christians, it is inseparable from Jerusalem itself, the city of Jesus, the place of prophecy and pilgrimage. And to Muslims, it is Al-Quds, the holy city, home to one of Islam's most profound spiritual moments. But in the late 7th century, Jerusalem stood at a crossroads. The Byzantine Empire had weakened, new powers were rising from the Arabian Peninsula, and Islam, still young, still forming, was spreading rapidly across the region. In the year 638 CE, Jerusalem surrendered peacefully to Muslim rule, and with that moment, history shifted. For decades, the city remained largely unchanged. No grand monuments, no dramatic declarations, until one man made a decision that would echo through eternity. His name was Abd al-Malik ibn Marwan. He was not just a ruler, he was a strategist, a visionary, and a man deeply aware of symbolism. The Islamic world was fractured. Political rivals challenged his authority. Pilgrimage routes were unstable. And Jerusalem, sacred, ancient, powerful, stood waiting. So, Abd al-Malik chose to build something unprecedented. Not a fortress, not a palace, not even a mosque meant for daily prayer. Instead, he ordered the construction of a monument, a structure that would declare Islam's presence, honor earlier faiths, and anchor spiritual authority in stone. Construction began around 688 CE. At the very heart of the site, he placed a dome. Not over a tomb, not over a throne, but over a rock. One, it was never meant to be a mosque. This surprises almost everyone. The Dome of the Rock is not a mosque in the traditional sense. There is no minbar for sermons, no mihrab designed for congregational prayer, no large space meant for rows of worshippers. That role belongs to Al-Aqsa Mosque, just steps away. Instead, the Dome of the Rock was built as a shrine, a place for reflection, a place to honor something sacred, a place meant to be walked around, not filled. Its design invites movement, contemplation, and awe. From the very beginning, it was something different. 2. The most radical architecture of its time. Look closely at the structure. It is not square, not rectangular, not circular, it is octagonal. This was revolutionary. Early Islamic architecture borrowed heavily from Byzantine and Roman styles, but here those influences were transformed. The octagon symbolizes balance, transition, the space between earth and heaven. Inside, the dome rises more than 20 meters high, floating, weightless, perfectly centered. And then there are the mosaics, gold, emerald green, deep blues. No human figures, no animals. Instead, crowns, jewels, vines, and celestial patterns. A visual declaration that divine beauty needs no faces. 3. The gold dome you see isn't original. That brilliant gold dome, it's newer than you think. Originally, the dome was covered in lead. Over centuries, it was restored, damaged, replaced, and reimagined. The iconic gold appearance dates largely to the 20th century, when modern materials allowed for gilding on a massive scale. Yet even today, it is constantly maintained. Because this building is not frozen in time, it is alive. 4. The foundation stone, the heart of everything. At the center of the dome lies the foundation stone, and this is where the story deepens. In Jewish tradition, this stone is believed to be where God created the world. Abraham prepared to sacrifice Isaac. The Holy of Holies once stood. In Islamic tradition, it is associated with the Isra and Miraj, the Prophet Muhammad's night journey, the point from which he ascended to the heavens. Christian tradition connects the site to biblical prophecy and sacred history. One stone, three faiths, countless meanings. There is no other place on earth like it. 5. The writing on the walls changed history. Inside the dome runs one of the oldest surviving Quranic inscriptions in the world. But here's what makes it remarkable. The inscriptions emphasize monotheism, the oneness of God. They explicitly reference Jesus but reject his divinity. This was not accidental. It was theology in mosaic form. A statement to the Christian Byzantine world that Islam was not a break from monotheism, but its continuation. Words turned into architecture. Belief turned into stone. 6. A building at the center of controversy. Few structures on Earth are as politically sensitive as the Dome of the Rock. Its location places it at the center of modern conflict. Its symbolism fuels debate, devotion, and division. For some, rebuilding a Jewish temple here is a dream. For others, protecting the Islamic sanctuary is a duty. Archaeology is restricted. Excavation is controversial. Even conversation can ignite tension. And yet, despite wars, occupations, and upheavals, the dome still stands. 7. It was never meant to compete, but to connect. Here is the most surprising truth of all. The Dome of the Rock was not built to erase other faiths. It was built to acknowledge them. Its inscriptions reference earlier prophets. Its location honors shared history. Its design reflects continuity, not conquest. It stands not as a rejection, but as a response. A statement that faith, when expressed through beauty, can speak without violence. In a world divided by borders, beliefs, and narratives, the Dome of the Rock remains what it has always been, a mirror. People see in it what they carry within themselves. For some, it represents loss. For others, hope. For many, sacred identity. It reminds us that history is layered. That truth is rarely simple, and that places can hold multiple meanings without losing their power. Every day, pilgrims circle its walls. Tourists look up in silence. Believers whisper prayers. And the dome listens. The question that remains: the Dome of the Rock has survived empires. It has witnessed crusades and caliphates. It has stood through modern conflict and ancient prophecy, all without moving an inch. Perhaps its greatest lesson is this: that faith is not always loud, that power does not always dominate, and that sometimes the most influential structures in history are not those built to conquer, but to endure. So, the next time you see that golden dome rising above Jerusalem, ask yourself, is it just a building, or is it a reminder that humanity has always searched for meaning in the same place, between earth and heaven? If this story changed the way you see the Dome of the Rock, give this video a like, share it with someone curious about the world, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations into the hidden stories behind humanity's greatest landmarks. And tell us in the comments which of these facts surprised you the most, because history is never finished being told.